And that was the end of the turn. So first thing I do is check my intelligence reports. We've lost a total of 10 planes today. The Japanese have lost 16. It's about normal. Ship sunk tag. Nobody was sunk. I mean, I can always look at the air losses for everybody. As you can see, lots of Bettys and Zeros have been taken down. Of ours, the Hurricane is the most destroyed plane, but that's because they've been doing quite a lot of fighting. We've lost several air groups across the time. Not much I can say about them. Most of those were in the early days of the war. Nothing I could do to get most of them out. I'll have a look at the top pilots. So Brian of the US Army, of the 23rd Flight Group, has currently got 32 kills out of 455 missions. Wigglesworth, our once top British pilot, is on 27 and he's flown 649 missions. Fortunately, the 67 Squadron is now down pretty much due to the lack of runways in the area. Ship withdrawal, let's have a look at this. I think it'll be mostly subs. And the Cape Town should be roughly on our way back now. Where's the Pike? Annoyingly, you can't jump to task force from here, but this is why I have no political points. I'm losing 30 odd a day due to ships that I can't get to go back to base quickly enough. Right, let's have a quick tour around the theatre. So we'll start up in India. Most of this is fairly Ceylon or Sri Lanka as we now know it. Got a tanker there waiting. How much fuel have they got? They've got plenty of fuel, but I don't really want to risk a run south. The Japanese have got Bettys in Java and Sumatra down here, which is on the run down to Japan, and that's cost me quite a few ships recently. As you can see, some freighters do like to get quite close. So Calcutta is where I have most of my troops, although all the combat units should be out of here now. It's mainly base units and artillery units and HQs. Probably should send a HQ down, so I'll move that down to Chittagong. Tell it to move by rail. I should have done that the other way around. In Chittagong we have the 5th Indian Division, which has arrived yesterday and I forgot to move. I'll put that back to combat mode and I'll order her to head down towards Prome. Sorry, them, not her, it's not a ship. Rangoon, as you may guess, these guys have got no supplies at all. And they're fairly well disrupted and fatigued. I'm probably going to have to rest them for a week now. On the other hand, they've got 93 experience. These guys know what they're doing. They do have 28 morale, which means that they don't like what they're doing, but at least they know what they're doing. Hopefully the morale will kick up when they move back to rank in disruption. You can see everyone's got quite a lot of planning for Rangoon, and that will improve. And the assault strength total is 944. I'm hoping that after a while of resting we should be able to take Rangoon, which is worth 2,000 points to us and 400 to the Japanese. This will then allow me to penetrate to Pegu and down to Molmen. That's probably not how you say it, but that's how I like to say it. After that, it's always this possibility of moving to Thailand, Indochina, possibly even marching down to Singapore, although by the time they get there the war will probably be over at the rate people move for jungle. China, I have a large super sack here in Haichao. I do have 40,000 men here, but I'm not moving them until this lot of 70,000 men catch up. They should be doing that tomorrow, and then I can make a march into Haichao. Just make sure everyone's planning for there. Some aren't. And all these guys. Yep, all these guys are planning for Haichao. that's going to be one of the major super stacks, so I'm expecting the Japanese to be digging in there. It's worth 42 points. Shipping in. Xinjiang, I'm basically resting the men. As you can tell here, 58 experience and 99 morale. These guys really know what they're doing, and they're really looking forward to another fight. The disruption is now actually down to 0 and the fatigue's down to 2, so I'm going to march most of these guys out. And I'm going to march them up the road towards Qingchao and this concentration here. Set everyone to follow. Set the future objective to Qingchao and settle. Of course this is China, so I need to leave some troops behind, and I will require a garrison of... I can't see what garrison I need. I probably don't need any. Alright, let's just leave behind a couple of decent combat units. I don't want to lose Xinjiang after all that fighting. And I'll leave you guys as well, because there is a super stack. Sorry, here is the other enemy super stack. Recon's only saying 3 units. There's more like 15. A lot of them cavalry, a lot of them divisions. I'm moving construction regiment up to see if I can take Aichang, but if I can't, then actually, do they actually have a AV? They don't seem to actually have a combat ability, so I may have to move some men up from another place. To move this construction regiment, they should be able to, as long as they've got 1 point in combat value, they should be able to take it. In Shanghai we've got, well, if I sort them, lots of ready planes, but no supplies for them. I mean, the city's under garrisoned slightly, only 87 supplies. They do have 17,000, nearly 18,000 tons of fuel, so that's fuel the Japanese aren't getting. That's always good. Here we've got some enemy units surrounded, but I lack the fighting capacity to knock them out, and I've pretty much stripped the south of most of their combat units. I will move these guys forward though, try and create some deadlock. Unfortunately most of China is now deadlocked. The Japanese have concentrated to massive super stacks, and I'm having to do the same to defeat them. If I can knock out the Heichao super stack, then I'm hoping I can then drive north towards Tsingtao and Xinjiang, and maybe even to Manchuria. Here the Russians, who are currently sitting on the sidelines twiddling their thumbs. I would like them to get into the war, but it's not going to happen. Right, down to the Philippines. Yeah, it's going to be a while till we see the Philippines again. Borneo as well. Celebes. And down towards Rebel. See, our carriers are heading north. The Wasps used a few of our combat sorties, but not too many. Got a fair chunk of fuel. I'm mainly patrolling them in the area because I know there's battleships around. This is the Manding assault force. They're currently 3/4 of the way loaded. I know there's some damaged ships in there, but I really don't have anything else in the area that they can use. These guys are from Hollandia, where they've fleeing the Yamato. How is actually Hollandia doing? I'm going to try a deliberate attack here, just to see what happens. I'm not expecting it to be more effective, but I need to know what the Japanese supply lines are like. Guadalcanal's been mined for a good while now. Just checking to make sure I've not left anyone. Down in Sydney, I guess you're all wondering what's happening with the big ships. So let's have a quick look in the shipyard. The Yorktown. As you can see, she's fairly heavily damaged. She's going to be down for 84 days. One of the quirks of this system is you can see I've got it on high priority. If I take that up to critical priority, it actually takes longer. So high priority is actually the quickest. I've got no idea why that is, but that's the system, so that's what we have to work with. The Enterprise should be around here somewhere. Ah, there's the Enterprise. She's not taking on water, that's good. The system damage is fine. She has got a cruiser and 4 destroyers, but they're all badly damaged themselves. I'm hoping that once she gets towards Sydney, the numerous patrols I've got here will be good and able to protect her. I have just noticed, however, I got I'm going to ignore that. 4 ships here, so I'm going to put together a new anti-submarine force. This is limited to 4, but as you can see, these guys have got 4 points of anti-submarine each. Not as good as a destroyer. They've got fairly poor endurance, but they're better than nothing. Patrol around target there, and I think I had enough ships to do another one of those. Well, even if it's just one ship. Yeah, I've just got enough for the one ship. Patrol zone around target. Put her there. I'm pretty much trying to blanket the coast at the moment. Oh, I've got 2 more up here. Apparently I've been getting a few of these and not noticed. It's probably why my anti-submarine warfare has been so poor. It's amazing what you do when you're doing a tour. Right. Control zone. Send these guys out a bit further. As you can see, we've got reports here of the Japanese sub, and she's got numerous anti-submarine warfare units around her. I've got a few destroyers here, so I'm actually going to put together one that involves some destroyers. As you can see, rated 822. Anti-submarine warfare, and their patrol zone will be right on top of the I-5, because I don't like Japanese submarines and I want them all to die. So the Marshall Islands, here are the brave defenders of Eniwatok, or however you were supposed to pronounce that. They've got no supplies, but 99 morale. They're happy, they're hard and they're happy. We've even got a couple of submarines paying them a visit, because they're both damaged. Probably just pumping themselves out as much as possible. So the difference between major damage and normal damage. Major damage has to be repaired at a shipyard. All other damage you can make do. Because I know people go, well, here are the Arizona and the Washington. The Arizona's getting towards the end of what I can do with her here. I'm going to give her another week or so. And the Washington is pretty much the same. At the top, the speed is fairly slow, so when I send them back, they're not going to get back. Cruise speed of 2 knots for the Arizona. That's going to take a little bit of a while to get to Pearl Harbor. Remember, each one of these hex is 40 kilometers or 40 miles. I'm not quite sure which at the moment. And see, I'm currently planning for an assault on Malap and an assault on 2 of the Marcus Islands, which are up here. But Mariana, sorry, not Marcus.